Hello and welcome, this is Noah with Nomad Gaming, and thank you for joining us today for this video about the Marvel Champions LCG. Marvel Champions is a living card game produced and distributed by Fantasy Flight Games. If you are looking for a place to see more Marvel Champions strategy, deck building, and of course gameplay, hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications to keep up to date with our channel. Today's deck tech takes us into the heart of the jungle with the Black Panther. In this deck, we bring the considerable resources of Wakanda to bear on the powerful protection shell, so let's jump into the thick of it. Our initial choice of upgrade is going to change depending on what the villain, difficulty, and number of players that we have in our game. When we roll this deck solo, we're usually going to want to go with energy daggers or a suit, but the choice is going to be yours. In hero mode, we're going to try to take full advantage of our retaliate and do some defending with Black Panther before taking big turns in alter ego and drawing some more cards and recovering. This signature pool is going to power up our key strategy to thin the deck. We have 5 cards here that we want to keep on the table, and 3 vibranium give us a powerful economic boost to make that happen. On the first pass through the deck, it isn't terrible to use Wakanda Forever as a resource, but as the game goes on, look for turns where you can stack a couple of these guys for big turns. Since we're playing 5 pure double resources and those 2 aspect power cards, that's going to be 6 pure double resources and 2 aspect power cards, we can afford some more expensive toys like Nova and Luke Cage. We also want to keep most of our allies in play and out of the deck, so we go with Luke Cage for the defense and Nova for his bonus direct damage ability that's going to pair very nicely with our hero's retaliate. We're using Mockingbird because she's got utility stun, and of course Nick Fury, when you can afford him, is fantastic. Yes, Nick's not going to be able to stay on the table, but we are going to have those resources to be able to play him again and again, and that'll let us dig for Wakanda Forever late in the game. In the support slot, we're again looking to take advantage of our boosted resource pool with double Mansion and Med Team. We want to get Mansion out early so that we can really work through the deck and get things set up with the load up on the Wakanda Forever turns. Helicarrier is also downright fun with Wakanda Forever. Possibly having all 4 suit activations for free is pretty sweet. Some have argued that Energy Barrier is the best card in the game, and that is probably a bit of hyperbole, but it is good, and we're going to run a full playset here. Indomitable does its job when it's needed, and until then, all 3 copies can sit on the battlefield to keep the deck light. A little bit of a side note here, probably going to swap this out once the Black Widow pack releases, but as of right now, we're playing Indomitable in this slot. While we can only have 1 endurance in play in a solo game, the extra one often finds itself tossed to pay for Nova's activated special ability, so it doesn't hurt to run 2, and then we could draw it early in the game. We are only going to run 1 non-signature event, and that is the Get Behind Me. This card is going to pull double duty by saving us from the nastiest effects and triggering a retaliate, maybe even letting us use Nova. If you aren't running this in your protection decks, please rethink your purpose and start doing so. Not that vibranium isn't enough, but we do run the full set of double resources here, including 2 powers of protection. Not a lot to explain here, just more money. As far as gameplay goes, we have addressed the first priority, which is going to be thinning our deck. Allies need to get on the table and should be the priority, but pretty much anything that stays on the board serves a purpose. Don't be afraid to use your Wakanda Forevers as resources early on. It's not ideal to spend all 5 of them on turn 1, but you could probably find the balance that you're going to need. I'm also not afraid to mulligan away some Wakanda Forevers in an effort to find things like the Avengers Mansion or Golden City. Both of those on turn 1 can provide a huge long-term value. Med Team keeps our allies on the table, so do that and use the benefit of Wakanda's resources to build. By the end of the game, you're looking to drop 1 or 2 Wakanda Forever per turn and close things out. And don't be afraid to use your hero to defend with. Here's a look at the full list. We do have a link to the deck in the description below. Feel free to run this one with your playgroup or even solo and let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments how you would improve the build, and we always enjoy receiving some of that constructive criticism. And that wraps it up for today's Deck Tech video. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to having you back on the channel very soon. Be sure to tune in on Friday for more gameplay videos, and until next time, let's go game.